Hey Merfolk fans, I'm Joe. Thanks for joining me. Going into the 5th round of this Modern Friendly League. Currently sitting at 2-2. Hoping to cash with this first league with Merfolk in a long while. Okay, I'm on the play. That's an excellent start. And this is a pretty good hand. So, depending on what we see, might open with a Lord, might open with... opponent kept 7. Might leave up mana for Trickster to slow down like a turn 3 or something, or turn 2. The opponent opens with land into Noble Hierarch or something like that. Or it's Paradise. So yeah, I think we'll try to stop the... you know what? Drawing a second Lord is pretty interesting. Might just jam a Lord here. Don't know what I'm afraid of on their side. Although... this almost certainly some kind of Knight of the Reliquary deck. So Trickster could be good down the line against like a Knight of the Reliquary. So if their 3-drop is Knight of the Reliquary, I'm not that afraid of it. So let's run out our Lords. Deck like this is not packing too much removal. Typically, they might have paths, which case Kira might do something. Oh, they might be on Spell Queller too, which is really gross. Which means that I'm probably just going to now do the Trickster thing. When they're gonna crack their Flooded Strand, maybe I just go for like Spreading Seas here, as dumb as that seems. You know what? I might just upkeep the birds. I think I'm happiest with that. I'm not going to attack into Spell Queller mana, so I'm playing pretty passively here. I'm also missing a land drop, which I don't really enjoy. So I could do Trickster and resolve it now to get a body onto the table. I'm not crazy about it. But resolving it is better, right? If the opponent's just going to hold up. Yeah, let's get the Trickster out. I just wanna resolve it. No value off the Trickster, just instant speed there. Let me play around a potential Spell Queller. So opponent still got Rattle Chains in. Maybe that's what he was holding on mana for, I guess. This is Bant Spirits, it looks like. I'm going to... I don't know. I really hate Spell Queller. My least favorite card in Magic. So now he could be representing Path and Spell Queller, which would just be absolutely disgusting. I think one way to find out is to play like Lord of Atlantis and see if the opponent spell quells it. He could have another Rattle Chains or 2. Actually, he can play all of his spirits as if they had flash now, which is super good. There's land. That's pretty nice. So, do we try to bounce this thing? I think we do. I think I do. See if it gets hexproof, maybe from like the Lord, Drugskull Captain, or from Spell Queller. I'm gonna catch the Harbinger. So now if he has Path, we get wrecked, but at least we get another land. We can play out 2 spells next turn. Looks like he doesn't. Oh wait, he could choose to block this if he wants to. I don't have Island Walk. That's the second time I've been a little loosey-goosey with Island Walk. Well, now we actually have it, so opponent's playing instant speed here with Rattle Chains. Don't like it one bit. Getting in for 4 in the air. We have to hope he doesn't have more Spell Quellers. Alright, well, he's hoping he's drawing like a Lord. He can flash it in. Looks like he didn't draw a Lord. Maybe he has another Spell Queller. All right, let's go for this Lord. If he has a Spell Queller, it's so hard to play against. It really is. All right, so it's really just a race. Who knows what he's got in his hand? He's got 3 mana open. He did give me Island Walk now. So he's facing down lethal. And it doesn't look like I am yet. There's another Rattle Chains. Not super scary. Double Lord means I take 12? If he has 2 of the Supreme Phantom, I think that's the name of the new Lord that they have. But he didn't play it last turn, so it probably means that he doesn't have it, right? He just played 1 2-drop there, I believe, with 4 mana up. Might have just had 3 mana up. Since I think he cycled the Horizon Canopy last turn. I think he's in a bad spot, right? Sitting here thinking. Oh, all right. So I don't know what the best thing he can do here. 2 Lords is not lethal. Yeah, so I think we've got it, guys. I think it's all locked up. Well, that was easy. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. You know what? I think I might have made a pretty clever play there. Bringing in the Trickster when Queller mana was down when he cracked the fetch there. You know, because he could just keep leaving up mana and keep attacking in the air. If I play nothing, then they're going to win. All right, what are we doing against spirits? Obviously, 2 flyers seems pretty good. Dismembers are good while they're live. They've got those Drogskull captains that can get pretty out of hand. Echoing Truth good in creature matchups, I guess. Yeah, we'll do it like that. I don't know. Don't have. I mean, they're probably going to bring in paths, right? So Kira could be good, and Kira's a flyer. So might have to leave in Kira and see how she does. Spreading Seas, they can play. It's funny watching spirits try to play around Island Walk, but you know they do have a lot of non-basics. Very few. Now they do have access to like Settle the Wreckage, and Cursecatcher could be. We're just look out for 4 open mana. I don't think I'm gonna bring. You know, I wonder how Deprive is. Let's see. I take out at least 2 Spreading Seas. I'll take out more. I take out all 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and test out 1 Deprive. If I draw it, we'll see how it goes. You know, if the opponent tries to spell quell something, I can come back with Deprive. AEther Vial is super important in this matchup because it plays around Spell Queller. And this hand looks excellent for that precise reason. All right, we've got some nice interaction to hopefully bounce some of their spirits, slow them down, and they don't have an AEther Vial of their own. This is a fantastic start. Couldn't ask for more. I could ask to be on the play. That would be pretty good. Things just getting better with another Trickster there. Opponent's probably going to crack in response. I don't think they can counter it. They wouldn't bring in like Spell Pierce against a deck with like 30 creatures, right? All right, feeling good. All right, so this means probably Rattle Chains. Rattle Chains. Right, oh man, this is getting wild. Resolve, please. Excellent. All right, so we're just cruising now. I'd be surprised, especially with this island on the battlefield, if we lost this game. I mean, the opponent could go absolutely nuts with Lords, but if he plays like a Drogskull captain, I can just dismember it. And we can eat this Rattle Chains next turn. Or not eat it, but kill it if we want to. Although flashing in a Lord at instant speed would be pretty gross, but then we dismember it. Bunch of clean trades. Lands would, I mean, blue source would just be fantastic here. Well, speaking of good. But we're going to pass the turn. I'm going to see what the opponent flashes in. See if he does. In response, we can do all sorts of cool stuff. We can bounce this Rattle Chains. He has to take this bait, right? Spell Queller coming in. Okay. So I think that means that I'm going to, it doesn't really matter if it's on the stack or not, but I can bounce his rattle chains. Well, that might have been hasty, because he can just flash his rattle chains in again next turn if I try to tap down his spell queller. But the fact that we're slowing this guy down at all is pretty cool, because you know, we've got the explosive double vial hand here, and we're gonna have access to Island Walk. We've got, you know, a straight up removal spell. So if he plays like a Drogcool Captain, we can kill that guy. Phantasmal Image is really weak to these tricksters. You guys really thinking hard about this bounce here. You know, and if all he does next turn is play a Rattle Chains to protect a Spell Queller to push 2 damage by giving him Hexproof, then that's basically the opponent taking a turn off. So nice tempo value by bouncing this Rattle Chains here. I'm not sure if my timing is correct, honestly. There's really not a strong reason to do it now, except just if the opponent untaps and has another Rattle Chains, he can give it Hexproof, of course. So I like this moment here. I think it's okay. The opponent can't do anything. So when people sit and think like this, unless he's timing out, I don't agree with it. Like think on his turn. Draw a card so you have more to think about, you know? All right, let's go ahead and look at some artwork while we're waiting. So this is some kind of inn or manor or something that looks like late at night, couple candles on. I think there's some spirits are going in and out of these windows. So very flavorful. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Now, that's a pretty cool card in this deck because they've got a whole bunch of lords now. So a 1/1 white spirit from making from the graveyard could be a 3/3. So imagine if we had access to a land like this that said exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a 1/1 Merfolk. It would be pretty awesome. I'm gonna ask this guy. Thinking. Maybe bathroom break. That's another possibility. Opponent could untap next turn and play Collected Company. That would be a pretty good play. We've got access to either Dismember or Trickster. Now, maybe the opponent is just going to do one of those annoying things where they sit there and concede but not concede. Just let me suffer through minutes and minutes, in which case, if that ends up being the case, I don't see why it would be so early in the game. Opponent has no idea what I've got. I could have 2 more Aether Vials in my hand. I'll trim this video like right around here, so you guys won't have to sit through all this with me. It looks like we're on the path to cashing this league. I think it's correct taking out the... Sometimes I go to zoom on a card with Z, and it ends up looking like I'm snoring here in the chat. I think it's correct to take out Spreading Seas. I don't know that Spirits has found like an optimal mana base yet. It's been around for a long time, but a ton of more people are playing it now that new Lord was printed. So I think people are still testing and tweaking and tuning. All right, well, what else can we talk about here? Well, I don't know. If you guys are still listening to this, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think about the spoilers so far. Are we expecting Merfolk in this set, or is it going to be the second set of the block? I'm not sure if they made that clear. I think it was spoiled that there are going to be more Simic Merfolk in the block, but I don't know if they'll be in one set or both sets of the block. With the spoiling of Assassin's Trophy today, it seems like they're going to print some they're not afraid of pushing cards, because that card is absolutely insane. If you guys haven't seen that spoiler yet, go ahead and Google Assassin's Trophy. I think it's actually substantially stronger than Abrupt Decay. It can be countered, but there's only counterspells in like 10 to 15% of the format. The rest of the time, it's just like an instant speed Vindicate that gives the opponent a basic land. A lot of decks don't even play that many basic lands. So yeah, check it out, Assassin's Trophy. And yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of water here and wait a moment here for the opponent. Oh, I thought of another thing that I want to mention. Saffron Olive has been killing it lately with his modern brews. I mean, I think the last two went like 5-0. Just totally absurd. One of them was a Thopter Foundry combo with like Grinding Station and a bunch of other random artifact combos. It was amazing. It was so much fun to watch. He played against Burn and he had all this incidental life gain. He has like a singleton in the sideboard. It's like a drain life effect that targets a creature. and he drew his singleton and gained like 8 life by draining a Goblin Guide, which is so demoralizing against Burn. I was laughing so hard. So watch the most recent Saffron Olive Brew league that he uploaded. And previous one was playing one of those sagas, the saga that is like an Armageddon and kills all the lands, but he was playing Bojukabog with it. So the combo, I guess, is like play the saga, all the lands go away. Well, actually, they go to the graveyard, and then they come back the following turn. But if on your turn you play the saga, it Armageddons all the lands, and then for your land drop for that turn, you play Bojukabog, exiling the opponent's graveyard. In theory, you could have wiped the board. You could have destroyed like 8 of your opponent's lands, and then instead of them coming back a few at a time with the saga, they just all go away. This is a one-sided Armageddon, and then the following 2 turns, you get, I think, 2 lands back each turn. And so much fun to watch these videos. So I highly recommend checking in mtggoldfish.com to see what Saffron Olive has been up to, because it's been really sick. I love brewing decks, but I don't have the time, and I don't get paid to do it. But man, I have to say, he makes some misplays sometimes and pronounces things funny, which I think sometimes he's doing it on purpose, just to sort of nettle people a little bit. But man, so entertaining. Like, I would pay to watch these last 2 series. So yeah, high value content. Definitely check it out and subscribe to his channel. So if you guys are still with me, I think it's pretty clear at this point that this is what I suspected. It seems to be what's happening. It is now 8 minutes past what the opponent's last action that he took. So it should be timing out any minute now. And if he decides to come back and be a reasonable human being, then I'm just going to smash his face with this hand anyway. I'm going to let him know, since this doesn't appear to be a connection issue, you seem to be wasting my time on purpose, and I will be reporting you to Wizards. Just wanted to let you know. Let's see if that wakes him up. So guys, and this brings me to another point, if you're still with me. If anybody does anything on MTGO that you disagree with, if they start swearing at you, or I don't know, just anything that you can imagine any number of scenarios that would represent poor sportsmanship. Like in this case, the opponent is just sitting there, and the game will eventually time them out, and I'll get the win, but it's wasting 10 minutes of my life. When if he wants to concede, just concede. So this is considered poor sportsmanship by Wizards. So you can go ahead to their website, and well, you probably want to Google like Wizards of the Coast conduct form or something like that. You go there, you fill out the form, just takes a second, and these people get, you know, a spanking from Wizards, and maybe they can't play for a couple days, maybe they get, I don't even know how Wizards handles it, some kind of suspension or a warning. And, you know, it's probably a warning for something like this, but you have to assume that this kind of person has gotten a warning like this before in the past. So it looks like I've won. It's taking me straight to the thing telling me that I've won a treasure chest and got my play points back, but we can go back to that window and actually see what happened. So he lost the game due to inaction, so I am going to go ahead and report this person. You guys go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you agree with me or not on whether this deserves to be reported. It does waste more of my time, but I think in the end, it's good for the community to report all of this kind of poor sportsmanship. So I hope you guys enjoyed the league. Some weird matchups. Not sure if Kira should be in the main board in this meta. Let me know what you think about that. What else? Cursecatcher didn't really do anything this league. Reejerey did some work, even though, you know, I tended to sideboard him out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Went pretty well, 3-2. Leave your thoughts down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, happy to be back. Good to be with you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for joining me. See you later.